So I'm making this video to help you with factoring. So you may want to go back, maybe you're learning this for the first time or you just want to go back and kind of revisit. So factoring is basically undoing or doing the reverse double distributive property. Let's see if I can get this angled right. So on this particular problem, what I'm trying to do is find the two things that multiply together that would give me this. We call these easy trinomials because there's no number in front of the x squared. So when I factor a trinomial, I know that whatever I take this times this, I should get this number. So in this particular case, since it's 1x squared, I'm going to put x and x. Then I know that this number is the most important number that I'm going to talk about. I know that the two numbers that go here and here have to multiply to give me 50. So when I get stuck factoring, I start by making factor pairs of the number 50. 50 is 1 times 50, or 2 times 25, or 5 times 10. Then I want to look for the set of numbers that could add or subtract to give me the number 15. And in this case, it's going to be 5 and 10. Then I'm going to check that when I multiply, I would get what I started with. So x times x would be x squared. X times 10 is 10x, and 5 times x is 5x. I want these two things to add together to give me the number that's right here. So if that says plus 15x, I need to put plus 10 and plus 5. And then the last thing I would do is take this times this to get this last number. And since positive 5 times positive 10 is positive 50, I know that I've factored it correctly. So if the direction said factor, I would say this one factors to x plus 5 times x plus 10, and that would be my answer. Because the word factor means find the two things that multiply together. All right, let's look at this one. Since this is y squared, if I'm going to write the factors, the two things that multiply together, I would have y and y, because y times y is y squared. The next thing I'm going to look at is this number. I want to write the factor pairs of the number 48. 1 times 48, 2 times 24, 3 times 16, 4 times 12, 5 doesn't work, 6 does, 6 times 8. And now, as I go through, I want to find the pair of numbers that could give me 8. If I add these, I get 49. If I subtract, I get 47. Here, 26 if I add, 22 if I subtract. Remember, I'm trying to get 8. If I add, 19 if I subtract 13. If I add, 16 if I subtract 8. That's what I want. So I'm going to put a 4 here and a 12 here. When I do 12 times y, I get 12y, and 4 times y is 4y. And since I want to have negative 8, I want to pick 12 to be negative, because negative 12 and positive 4 is negative 8. So this is what makes 12y, so that's minus, and this is plus. And positive 4 times negative 12 is negative 48. So the two factors would be y plus 4 times y minus 2.